Hello, my name is Devin Shaw, and I'm a youth representative with the Hyde Park Jazz Festival. Today, I'm presenting our hashtag Tuesday Talks, a series of interviews with musicians who have performed at the Hyde Park Jazz Festival either this year or in past years. Today's guest is bassist, bandleader, composer, and educator Hannah Marks. So, Miss
Thank you for
Marks,
having
how are
me.
you today? Oh,
I'm
sorry.
good. I'm
Thanks for
good. It's
joining us.
great to be here. Yeah.
Um, I'm extremely excited to be with you today. So let's get right into it. Can you tell our audience a little bit about your musical background and when and why you started playing bass?
Yeah, I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, so Midwestern, born and raised. And I actually started on the guitar first when I was in second grade. I really wanted to be a rock star. And the guitar just didn't work out for me. My teacher was sort of like, you don't show much aptitude on the instrument. Why don't you switch to bass instead? And I was into it because I was pretty shy. And I thought, okay, I can be in the background if I play bass, no lead guitar stuff. Um, so I started playing electric bass. And then I also played cello in orchestra. And then as I got more and more interested in jazz, at some point my mentors were like, you're not going to be able to make it as a jazz bass player if you don't play upright bass, which is back here, that monster. And so I switched to double bass when I was a junior in high school.
Who would you say are like your main influences on the bass?
When I was younger, it was a lot of like Paul Chambers and Ray Brown. It was classic school. Now I really love Charlie Hayden and Larry Grenadier. And then in terms of
Favorites as well.
huh?
Those are two of my favorites as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best. And then in terms of people I get to see play in New York, I live in New York now. Um, I'm obsessed with Kim Cass's playing. He's just like absolutely insane on the instrument. So anytime I get to see him play is a treat too.
That's amazing. So you talked about mentors pushing you towards the upright bass. Who would you say really gave you your first real break on the scene, or your first playing opportunities?
I was really fortunate that when I was in high school in Des Moines, I was regularly hired by older musicians on the scene. So there were a lot of musicians in Des Moines that really helped me out. And then when I moved to Chicago, I lived in Chicago for 2 summers in college. And through Hyde Park Jazz Festival and through Chicago Jazz Philharmonic, I got to know Chicago staple men like Joe Policastro, who's a big mentor of mine, Michael Avery, Dave Miller. I love all those guys. So I played with them a little, like just a few times when I was in the city. And then since moving to New York, I've been working more with Marcus Printup and Ingrid Jensen, among other people. So yeah, I've been fortunate to get to be hired by some older musicians, which has been really a big, nice forward momentum in my career so far.
I just have to say, Ingrid Jensen is my favorite trumpet player in the whole wide world. Like, she's
She's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she kind of encompasses the whole aspect of a mentor. She's a friend. She's someone I can call if I'm in trouble. So yes, I cannot say enough good things about her.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about her teaching method being more about encompassing everything in your life rather than just, if you're a trumpet player playing the trumpet.
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, she's very like into meditation and relaxation. We did yoga on Zoom together the other day. Like I admire that like holistic sensibility that she carries with her.
Absolutely. How would you say music has shaped your life?
Just given me a purpose. And I think ever since I was 14, which was when I realized I wanted to become a jazz musician, I've just been like had blinders on and just like barreling down this path towards being a professional musician. And it hasn't actually really been until this year that music's become more of an outlet for me. It was more of like helpful for me to socialize via music, and it was fun when I was younger. And then this year it kind of has really set in about like, no, this is how I express myself and like can work on my emotions and that kind of thing. So it's been nice to have that kind of come into the picture more.
So would you say that is also like what keeps you moving forward in music, or like helps you hone into your passion, just the idea that this is like the highest form of your expression and whatnot?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yes, anything I can do on the instrument that will help me like connect with the instrument and achieve that goal of expression is huge. And then I have a lot of goals for myself. There's, people that I really want to play with in like, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 years. So I kind of have my list of like, I would love to play with this person. And so that's something that pushes me forward too, is like, I need to get better so I can play with my heroes.
That's amazing. Can you name any heroes you still have yet to play with?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Jason Moran and everything he does. And we've played just casually. Like one time I went over to his apartment and did a little session with him, which was just like, oh, it was amazing. Duo session. So we did that. And then Dede Bridgewater is another mentor of mine who I would just love to play with. I mean, she's like probably the baddest woman I know, and just to share the stage with her and like get to work with someone who's like a true performer and an entertainer, as well, obviously, as like an amazing musician, but she encompasses all of that. So I would love to get to be in her band at some point too.
I can imagine anyone would be very thankful to be in her band.
Yeah.
Can you recount any like memorable moments in your life that involved music, or struggles in your life where music helped you make it through?
I mean, the main struggle in my life is, what we're all dealing with right now, just pandemic things. And this year I've started songwriting more. And so that's been like like I said, vehicle for self-expression. So I'm super grateful that I now have kind of a method of songwriting that I'm working on, where I'm keeping journals and always working on lyrics and trying to form songs that way. But I think it's really, really helping me work through everything that's happening in 2020 and 2021. So I'm super grateful for that. It's hard to, I try to put out of my mind the fact that I can't perform right now, because it makes me really sad. So I kind of like tuck that away. That's in a little box. And if I can just focus my energy towards something else for the time being, I think that'll kind of keep me going.
That's one way to do it. Absolutely. Do you think you'll be using the music you write to address what happened in 2020, or what's going to happen in 2021?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hope that I can sort of round all these songs up in another year or so and kind of take a few lessons with people, really polish them up, because they're still a little raw right now. But I'm trying to build up a nice collection of a body of work for sure.
If you could tell us a little bit about your experience playing at different festivals, especially Hyde Park Jazz Festival, that'd be great.
Yeah, I played the Hyde Park Festival, I think in 2018. And I mean, I was also an intern at the festival when I was younger, and I had just long admired the programming that they do. I mean, Kate Dumbleton is amazing. Talk about badass woman. She's so cool. I don't know. I just love what she's doing. So it was a huge honor to get to play the festival, and I think they consistently program. I like that they consistently program on the more avant-garde side and also do a really good job of having Chicago musicians included. So super into that. I also played the Detroit Jazz Festival with the same group a year later, which was also incredible. That festival just feels like one big family. Like they put you up and everyone's staying in the same hotel. So you're just running into musicians all over. They feed you well, they pay you well. There's just a really great sense of community there. So those are kind of the two major festivals that I've done. I've done Iowa City Jazz Festival too, which is also really cool. I think some people don't even know about it, but they get some pretty heavy people in every year as well. So yeah.
That's good to hear that jazz is alive more than New York. So
yeah. Well, I'm still new to New York. I mean, I only lived here for 7 months before everything shut down. So in some ways, I'm much more tied still to the Midwest.
oh yeah, you truly haven't gotten a New York experience, I guess.
Yeah, I got a little taste of it, but yeah, not the whole thing.
Do you have any advice for young musicians just starting off?
Oh, just starting out. I would say, like, I mean, saying follow your heart sounds cheesy, but I think the most important thing that young musicians need to hold on to is just a belief in themselves, because whether people mean to or not, they might tear you down at some point. And if you don't have that confidence in yourself to know that this is my gift and this is my path and my passion, it's going to get a little tough. So just like really try to stay centered and grounded in yourself. And I think that'll help, because I mean, it's especially this year, you know, just so many things have been thrown at us. And I know a lot of people that are questioning if they really want to do music, which is totally okay. But if we want to come out like alive from this, we have to just really be sure of ourselves and what we want from our life. So no one else can tell you what you can and can't do, which I know is hard when you're younger, because you should be listening to your mentors, but there's a point where you have to listen to your own body compass.
Extremely important to stay focused. I mean, especially during a time like this, but at any time, you know.
Yeah.
Because you never know what life's going to throw at you. So.
Exactly.
That's great. I suppose, well, with the pandemic and all, there's not really any playing opportunities, but do you have any upcoming projects or shows the audience and I should know about?
Yeah, I don't know when this is going up, but on January 22nd, will it be up by then? Okay. I have a live stream on, you think? Okay. I have a live stream on January 22nd with Connor Parks, amazing drummer in New York, and Alfredo Colon, amazing alto player. And playing with them, we played one session before the pandemic started, and then in the fall we started playing more regularly, and they have just been like completely lifting my spirits. And so getting to work with them in a more concentrated setting has been really nice. So we have a live stream on Facebook on the 22nd at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. New York time, Eastern Time. That'll be cool. I'm making a record this weekend with Kristen Lee Seargent, who's a fantastic vocalist. So I don't know when that'll come out, but yeah, there's still a few things in the works, even though we can't perform in public.
Well, I'd like to thank you for talking with us today. I'd also like to thank everyone at the Hyde Park Jazz Festival for facilitating these Tuesday talks, including our supportive viewership and festival attendees. Thanks again, and have an amazing day.
Thanks so much, Devin. Bye.
Bye.